No, like the days pass by so quick that before you know it, you're like, wait, this is like quarantine day 50.
Is it?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Oh, they got Craig Jones coming in.
Oh, is that right?
That is correct.
What'd you do today, Stan? You work out?
Nope, not yet. I'm gonna.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
Craig
What's
Jones.
up, big dog?
How are you guys going?
We're doing
pretty
good. What are you on? A phone or a computer?
He's on,
phone.
an iPad, you idiot.
Yeah, if you go long ways, it'll change your video.
Oh, it'll change it. I actually just ended up using the phone, so I should go.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, look at that.
That's better?
Yep.
Go.
So Craig Jones, welcome to Menace and The Man.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
We're joined by, you're Australian, right?
Australian, yeah.
One of the best grapplers in the world. He happens to be Australian.
Dude, Australia's coming up in a big way these days.
Huge.
Between
MMA.
Volkanovski, Craig Jones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got, Robert Whittaker was on a tear as well.
Yeah.
And now, where is Adesanya? Adesanya's New Zealand, right?
Yeah, I think Nigerian born, but moved to New Zealand, Auckland, later on.
Now
does Australia accept him as their own, or like, no, fuck that, you're New Zealand?
I think to the rest of the world, we claim New Zealanders, but there's still a rivalry between the two countries.
Yeah, like worldwide, they're cousins, but locally, it's like, nah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So coming off a huge win versus Vinny Magalhaes, I believe that's how you pronounce it, at Submission Underground. Did he break his leg?
Yeah, so it's kind of fucked up. He's been living and dying by that leg locks don't work sort of moniker he's created, because he had matches with Gary Tonin and Gordan, and he just didn't tap. I believe he ate some damage in all those heel hooks, but just nothing catastrophic. But then when I got him in a heel hook on, Sunday afternoon, it ended up, I don't know what it did to his ankle or his knee, but it ended up fracturing his fibula. So it completely broke his leg in half.
Yeah, like, bro, after the match, like Submission Underground, and you posted like a little video of you guys talking, and he showed how flexible his ankles are. Like, his ankle is ridiculously flexible as is, but like it was the other way.
Yeah, so it did a full 360, and it did a full 180, and I was looking at it, and I could see his bone sort of protruding through his skin, but it didn't break the skin. But he said he didn't feel anything.
I think that's the machismo. He was just like, nah, I'm good. He was like standing on it. I was like, how the fuck is he standing right now?
Yeah, I don't know. He's crazy, man. He said, he goes, I usually take pops in the gym, and he's like, it doesn't usually hurt. So like when I I actually put him in 2 heel hooks, both on the same leg. The first one sounded like a gunshot going off, and he didn't even flinch. And then we kept going, and I put him in another one. And this time it was like, it did the full 180, looking just horrific. And while I was going for it on him, his ankle's the wrong way around. He's trying to attack me. I was like, this guy's crazy.
He's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, it's disgusting, right? And then he slipped out of that, and then we had like a brief discussion. I was like, bro, you sure you want to go on? He's like, yeah, it's already fucked. But then we ended up stopping anyway. I think it started to sink in.
Yikes.
I like that though. He's like, yeah, it's already fucked. And yeah, like you guys were talking, that's like the internet's wondering right now, what were you guys saying back and forth? I saw a couple people write like, man, I wish they were mic'd up so we would know what they were saying.
Oh, yeah. I think usually we would have heard it, but we got the strange setup due to the quarantine. But I just kept asking him. After the first heel hook, I was like, damn, man, you're a savage. Because I knew it broke, but I don't think he completely knew. And then after the second one, I was like, dude, it's really bad. Like, I was like thinking, I don't know if this guy is not aware of how bad it was.
I have no problem taking it off. Just I'm letting you know that. Like, I will take it. It's up to you. You have a chance to back out now.
Yeah, I was like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I did 2 on that ankle. If he had said he wanted to continue, I was planning to go for the other one. So I was like,
yeah, I thought it was a verbal tap, the way that you like let go and like went like that. I was like, oh, he verbally tapped, and then he was like, no, we'll keep doing this. And then you said something like, you must have been like, yo, it's fucking broken. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was like, bro, it's really bad. And then he goes to the referee. He's like, dude, how long? Because it's only a 5-minute match. He's like, how long until overtime? And I was thinking, this guy's crazy. He wants to go to the overtime rounds where you start in an armbar or back. But actually afterwards, he told me he just wanted to last the regulation period and then skip out of the overtime. But I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how calm he was with a broken leg.
Now, have you ever, I'd imagine you're very good at the leg locks. You fucked up some ankles in your time.
Yeah. I mean, this one's probably, to be honest, not even the worst one. Probably the worst one I ever did was a knee bar. We had a tournament called Quintet, and there was a bunch of Lithuanian Sambo guys. And it was like Sambo versus Jiu-Jitsu. And this was just not even a professional athlete. I think he was trying to be an MMA fighter, but he came in and he just, because it was sort of like a last man standing. It was like, if you submit your opponent, you keep going, you could potentially run through a whole team. I put this guy in a knee bar, and he just wanted to tough it out. Like he wanted to survive for his team, like some tough Russian kids. And that one went completely the wrong direction. That almost looked like, like something would happen in a car crash. But for the most part, if I do get the heel in competition, usually there's like a minor injury, but usually dudes don't let it go that far.
At this point, people know who you are. They know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be really important. Like I feel like if it's like ADCC World Championships or something, and you're up on points, you might eat it. But I mean, I'd probably eat a popped ankle or a popped knee, but a broken leg is something else.
Oof.
Have you been on the other end of that spectrum, like that bad?
Not yet, but I'm sure that day's coming.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll ask a few more like kind of like competition questions, mentality stuff, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. We're a different show over here, you know. We like to fuck around, and usually, stands like 6 beers deep and fucking high, you know. So because I don't really follow jiu-jitsu like crazy, you know what I mean? I'm into it. Obviously, I had to for MMA. And you become a fucking huge name over, like, in my eyes. I mean, again, I don't follow you. I'm sure you've been on the top for a while, but like, I've been seeing you a lot over the last like 6 months, maybe a year. You know,
we're talking to one of the best right now.
Yeah. What's like the mindset when you go in there? Is it like I can't lose, or is there do you put a lot of pressure on yourself, or just fucking go in there and have fun? What's the
it's difficult, I guess, because there's so many different rule sets. So like sort of the confidence will match the particular rule set I'm in. Like for me, I'm more along the lines of like a submission guy, whereas there are other guys out there that are more like points guys. So it's like if I'm in a points tournament, I probably find that a lot more stressful because if a guy can pick up 2 points and then try to ride the clock down. I much prefer like the way like Chael does it, where it's a 5-minute no points period, and then you basically have to start in bad positions, which can be kind of scary because it's like a guy can start on your back where he hasn't earned the position, or a guy can start on your arm where he hasn't earned the arm bar position to sort of decide a winner.
I like that, though, the EBI rules, just so there's a clear winner instead of this sub or draw.
Yeah. It forces jiu-jitsu to decide who's the real winner, you know, because like it's like someone could shoot a takedown and then ride the clock for 10 minutes. But I guess like if you're stuck if a guy's got your back and you get to take his back, and whoever gets out quicker or finishes, it's just who's the better finisher, really.
Yeah. After this quarantine's over, I'm looking to maybe dabble back into competition, do a little jiu-jitsu. So I feel like I'm probably going to be more of a points guy.
Yep.
I think you'd be an overtime guy, Menace. You're probably going to
like just outwork them, get some points, be strong, hang on tight.
It's it can be tough with Chael Sonnen's rule set to sort of outwork him, because it's like just you only got 5 minutes, and then each overtime round's only 2 minutes. So it's like it's hard to really grind someone out in such like a short period of time.
You just gotta go for it, get after it and go for it.
Yeah, but yeah, basically you just basically really got to be good conditioning for those overtime rounds, because it's like
that's what I was gonna say.
Holding on.
A good game plan was Austin Vanderford versus the Boogeyman. He kind of like competitive. Well, competitive.
That was impressive. Yeah,
very impressive. Competitive regulation, and then it was as if he game planned for that overtime. So he was just going to get the riding time, and then he just went for that head and arm choke. And I was shocked. The Boogeyman's as good as it gets on the ground.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially because like Boogeyman's a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu guy, and they developed that rule set, the EBI overtime rule set. And I know those gyms, those guys train maybe 50% of their training just doing the overtimes. So for Austin to come in as an MMA guy and be able to take him out, was pretty, yeah. It was shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And they started doing odds on these grappling matches, so he was a 3-1 underdog in that.
Yeah. I mean, before that match, I remember saying to one of the other 10th Planet guys there, I was like, I'd probably bet the house on Boogeyman here, because Boogie had just beaten Jake Shields, and Jake Shields had beaten Austin Vanderford in the same rule set. But it was a very close match, Austin and Jake Shields.
I think Austin's one of those guys. He's pretty, like, people underrate him, I guess, because he's married to Paige Van Zandt, but he's a killer.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
Grappling
super
and an
athletic.
MMA. Yeah. Like Dennis asked me how he won, and I was like, head and arm triangle. He was like, oh, did he just Hulk it? I was like, pretty much, yeah. Like he just
from half guard. That was crazy.
I don't give a fuck.
So
it's still
tight.
badass.
Yeah, Boogeyman probably thought my head's about to fucking explode or my jaw's gonna break or something, because that was a fucking squeeze.
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, that squeeze was so strong, right? Sometimes when you get choked, you don't go out, but it's sort of you're a bit cloudy afterwards. So I don't know if they caught it on camera, but as Boogeyman tried to walk out of the cage, he missed the step and stepped in between the steps, exiting the cage, and almost broke his leg. Like exiting, he was still out of it.
I heard that commotion, but they didn't show that on camera. Yeah, you heard him fall, but they didn't show it.
Oh, it was vicious. Maybe they don't have it on camera anywhere, but I thought he broke his leg exiting.
So you're like Chael's guy right now. His show is kind of built around trying to bring people in to take you out, or at least hang with you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's sort of the agreement we came upon. He's just trying to find some sort of big names, some exciting grapplers and stuff to throw down. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of traditional jiu-jitsu guys don't like that rule set, that no points, EBI overtime. So sometimes it can be tough to get particular opponents. But what's funny is right now during quarantine, Chael's the only show running, only show paying anyone. So all those guys that typically wouldn't want to do it are hitting him up and doing social media call outs like nonstop.
Need a couple $.
Yeah.
When did you start doing jiu-jitsu?
Shit, probably like 12, 13 years ago, way back in Australia.
Man.
And now you're still young too. How old are you?
28.
Yeah. You drink protein?
Do I drink protein? I don't actually. I probably should. I'm pretty lazy on it.
Don't?
No. What are you drinking there?
A little soft fleet. I went to I did a overseas like thing for the troops, and I met this like Navy SEAL guy. He's not Navy SEAL, but he's like fucking special ops, SOF, special operations forces. And like his side thing is like, it's called Soft Fleet, and they do like proteins, they do like different workouts, fucking gear. It's pretty dope. And like, I met him, and he just kind of like picked me up on his little roster, sends me protein, show that. I'm like, man, all right, I'm with this. And he's badass. Nice.
Yeah, those guys work out hard, those military guys, hey.
Yeah. They're like, I just do steroids and fucking work out.
The TRT soldiers.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, listen, the top guys defending fucking my country and shit, my well-being. Yeah, I want you fucking juiced to the gills. I want you goddamn be a fucking robot.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Give him everything.
Yeah. So you have a girlfriend and shit, right?
What's that?
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah. Actually, I'm married. It helps me out.
Oh, you're married?
I'm a married man. Yeah, we sort of sped up the process to get into the US.
Oh, hypothetically, that might be illegal. Might be illegal.
No, real marriage. You know what I mean? But real relationship. But sped up. It's hard to get into this country.
Because I see you sometimes in Renzo's, right?
Yep.
But are you in California most of the time, or?
No, so probably 2-3 months ago, I made the move full time to Renzo's. So I'm out here in New York training with like Gordan and Nicky Ryan and stuff. Obviously,
so you know my buddy KC, Kyle Seminara.
Yes, the wrestler, right? He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Actually, we did some training together recently in Miami. The guy that runs ADCC organized a big training camp, and brought Kyle in as one of the wrestling instructors. So I got to train with him a bunch. It was awesome.
The one Cejudo was at too, right?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. That was a room full of studs. Steve Mocco, Cejudo, Gordan Ryan.
Yeah, Mocco,
Craig
man,
Jones.
that guy's a scary guy. He comes in looking like a homeless man and just beats the shit out of all of us.
He's a bear. He's a bear, and he's one of those guys too who I'm pretty sure he trained under Laborio, and he had always good jiu-jitsu instruction for a heavyweight, so he's got some skills on top of being a world-class wrestler. I'm pretty sure, wasn't he was an Olympian, Menace?
I think so.
Yeah, and
he was a national champion, but like his thing was he was just fucking mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, are there jiu-jitsu guys out there like, dude, like that guy's an asshole?
Yeah,
are
probably.
I
don't think so. I mean, obviously, Pal Hara is probably that guy, but like Wagner Hosha is that guy that's a grappling match, but he's like,
wants to hurt you.
Yeah, he's throwing neckties super hard, slapping you around the head and stuff. He's sort of known for that.
Well, he does the combat jiu-jitsu too, right?
Wagner does, yeah. But every match with Wagner sort of turns into combat jiu-jitsu a little bit.
Yeah.
He actually just called me out today, so I think
everyone's calling you out.
Potentially might be the next Submission Underground match.
What about Lovato?
Lovato, I don't think Lovato's going to go through. I think he said he wants a bit more time with the quarantine. Can't really train.
Oh, because he was hitting Chael up, saying, I want that smoke. And then Chael was like, we're going to get you that. We got that for you.
That would be a cool match. I think potentially a bit further down later in the year, maybe when he can get a full camp in. That'd be awesome.
So is anyone, you could answer it, you don't have to, is anyone tapping you out at Renzo's?
Yeah. Sadly, Gordan Ryan beats the shit out of me every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what the best grapplers in the world are either Craig Jones, Gordan Ryan. Gordan has size on you, though, right?
A little bit, yeah. Not as much as you'd hope with the beatdowns he's given me.
And then a little bit smaller, it's like with Rafa Mendez, who doesn't really do it no more, Cobrinha, but...
Yeah, or Roger Gracie back in the day. He was probably considered number one, Marcelo Garcia.
Yeah, but Hodger's a big boy, so he's like... it's almost like you got to separate it into two weight classes, like the old school UFC days, like under 175 and over 175.
Well, that's what they do for the absolutes, right? It's like the smallest to like the middle and middle up to the heavyweight, no? Some
tournaments do that. ADCC just do just a regular absolute, so any divisions could enter it. But I don't think ever a 66 kilo guy's ever jumped in. 77 is usually the smallest.
Yeah, Gordon's a big boy. He'd be a tough matchup for anybody size wise because he's long, he's jacked as fuck, and he goes for angles.
Yeah, super jacked. And we got like Nicky Ryan as well. This guy's like probably 245 right now. Super quick, athletic guy. A nightmare.
Now, Nicky Ryan was your teammate in that last Submission Underground, right?
That's it. Yeah. We did the tag team match, and actually, I didn't even end up competing.
I was going to say, you became meme famous with that reach out.
Yeah. I was actually really sick. I was sick for about 2 weeks, and I was doing some seminar tour around the U.S. So I don't know at the time. Maybe I had the corona. Maybe I didn't. But I remember being so sick. I was like, I'll show up to the cage, but Nicky Ryan, you got to do everything.
Oh, so that was the strategy. I just thought Nicky Ryan just didn't tag you in.
No, it messed up, right? So it was like just the tag team format just needed the rules to change a little bit. Like the idea was that the two guys wrestle in the middle and you try and drag the guy to your corner to tag your partner and then you double team him, right? But Vinny sort of negated that by running to his own corner and sitting down. And the plan for those guys was to wait for the overtime. So it sort of just made for one of the most boring matches ever.
Vinny too. You got to throw in there. Vinny's a stud.
I'm thinking me and Craig become a tag team, partners, and I'll be like, I can't reach. Craig, reach out, man. We won.
Cool out.
I did. I tried my best. Couldn't reach my hand.
Bro, that could be an interesting matchup. Get another jiu-jitsu guy and another MMA guy, and Craig Jones and Menace.
Yeah. I like
that'd be a fun way to do it, actually. Yeah, jiu-jitsu guy and an MMA guy jumping in together.
Yeah, we got some ideas for you, Chael. Because I'm sure, because Menace, Ryan Parsons, who does the Submission Underground with Chael.
Yep, yeah.
That's Menace's guy. He was Menace's manager for years, and so Menace. That's where Menace is going once he starts training again. He'll probably do a Submission Underground.
Oh wow!
Okay. No, nice. Who do you want, Dennis? Who are you looking for?
Who do I want? Let's. I used to. I mean, one would be interesting. Maybe like Frankie Edgar or something like that. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
We're trying to bring names in it, right? And he's like, we would have if we did one in New York, we wanted to bring him far, you know.
That'd be a fun match.
Because I actually back in the day when I used to go to Renzo's, he would be there too. We'd get some rounds in and shit, you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Iaquinta, he did a match with Mike Perry at one recently as well.
Yeah. Are they throwing smoke at each other
now?
Yeah. Yeah, because Mike Perry was man, he showed up to the weigh-in smoking a cigarette for that one.
Was it a cigarette or a joint?
It was a cigarette. I thought it was going to be Nate Diaz style, but it was legit a cigarette.
Yeah, and then Iaquinta was like, I'm not fucking dealing with this, like someone blowing cigarette smoke in my face. And Iaquinta like walked off from the face-off. And then the match, you thought it would be a little more tension. The match was actually friendly. They touched hands and whatnot. Perry wound up winning the EBI rules, like the riding time, the overtime. But actually, they kind of fucked Al. Like Al was
they messed it up big time.
Yeah, Al still had his back and was almost like going for a twister, and the referee stopped it.
Yeah, so it's like it's still a legitimate submission threat. So the ref should have let it go. But I mean, the referee, he had a bad, like in all the events we've done, usually not too bad, but just something about that night. He had an off night, a few bad calls for him. I felt terrible. The fans were going after him. I was going after him.
Because Al's like, yo, I'll beat the shit. I'll come with the 170. I'll beat the shit out of you.
That's
right?
real now. Yeah.
I would actually love to see that fight.
Al posted like, you've already gotten smacked, and then he showed when he had a single leg and Perry was hopping around and he did like the club to finish the takedown.
Yeah.
Because Perry posted like him on Al's back and was like, remember this, Al? You know, I already beat you, blah, blah, blah. And then Al posted the smack video.
All right, let's say that fight happens. Stan, where are you putting your money? Who wins that fight?
Obviously, I'm rooting for Al, and I'm going with Al. I think Al is better technically, but the size could come into play. Perry's a big boy.
What do you got, Craig?
That is a really tough one. Hey, Perry is pretty big. Haven't seen them both next to each other. That definitely plays a bigger factor when punches are involved. Grappling get away with the size difference a bit more.
Because what weight did they compete at for jiu-jitsu? What was the weight?
They just do whatever, really, basically.
Oh, they just showed up.
Submission underground usually is just like, yeah, we'll do whatever. Che will just trust the guys that they're honest about their weight.
Yeah,
or maybe they're both lying about their weight.
Perry was a few pounds heavier. I think Perry was in the 190s. Al was in the 180s. Might have been 10 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But I think Al's a better grappler, and I think Al's a better striker. Perry's
You're going to tell me if that fight goes in the third round, Al doesn't out? I think Al would fucking...
I think Al pieces him up, but I'm saying...
I think he'd have way more of a gas tank.
Yeah. We've never seen Al knocked out, so I'm not saying Perry's going to knock him out. Perry's got big power, so it's an interesting matchup. But I think Al technically fucks him up.
Yo, we got to get Perry on the show. That dude is all over the map.
Yeah.
I need him on the show. I'm gonna send him a message like, yo, man, we need you on the show, smoking a cigarette, shooting the shit. Like drinking a 40.
He'd be down.
Stan will smoke weed and drink 40s with you.
So now you've been at Renzo's for a few months. How you liking that place? How amazing is Renzo?
Renzo, yeah, he's a legend. I actually haven't seen too much of him during the quarantine, really. It's been pretty tough. Obviously pretty tough to train. Taking a bit of heat online for training secretly during this time, but that was mainly because Gordan posted a photo online calling everyone not training a pussy, which brought a bit of heat to us. But I imagine just about everyone's sort of training in secret still right now.
Yeah, but New York is where it's really rough, I guess, because there's so many people per square mile, especially in Manhattan. But other parts of the country, you could train. Like I know they're still training in South Florida. They're still training in Chicago. There's some people still training in California. Arizona, I know like Cejudo had set up a little mini camp.
So hang on. So what's the difference between, Craig and Gordan training? I mean, they're essentially like coworkers, and then me going to work and next to my buddy who I'm with every day, and like we don't have our fucking mask on all the fucking time. Sure, we're not sweating on top of each other, but if viruses can spread as much as it can, what's the fucking, you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, you're busting your ass, so people have fucking something to watch while they're at home jerking off. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, as long as I think as long as the group's pretty small, like, and you're not really coming into too much contact with other people, like, fuck it. I mean, what is it in California? They have the snitch laws. So Boogeyman, he was training for this match, and I think he said he only had a group of 3. He was filming something for his website too, and someone called up the cops on him training at the gym. So when he left, there was a unmarked car that gave him a summons to appear in court.
Yeah, I was telling you about that, Menace. Like some crazy shit.
Yeah, you
like,
did.
Like, who does that? Like, who? What kind of asshole?
They get paid. Yeah, they get paid for it over there. Eh?
That's insane.
Really?
That's insane.
Maybe it was Austin. Hey, make me win this match if I throw him off.
No, I feel like he's training too, Austin, a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be funny. Hey, if after he got fined, Austin put up a photo on the phone.
So you've been in jiu-jitsu forever, right? Like, growing up, did you get? Because I mean, talking to Robert Whitaker, he said he was getting in fist fights all the time growing up. What was it like for you? Like, so we like to ask our guests, give us their famous street fight story, and it could be a lie. You can make one up right now that just sounds awesome if you want.
Hypothetically.
Well, I will say I grew up in the suburbs, so it was a bit probably wasn't as tough. I think Robert Whitaker probably had a lot more fights due to, I think he grew up in Western Sydney, so I think it was a little rougher. But me, I've only ever had one street fight, and that was when I was 18. I just got hit by a guy coming out of bar, and then we threw down for a bit, and then he tried to run away, but in the heat of the moment, I chased him. Back up. You're jumping a lot of shit here. I need so.
All right, specifics. Were you partying? Were you booze? Or you were partying?
Very fucked up.
Okay.
And there was a guy. Obviously, this other guy. This guy he was fucking meth or something. This guy was shirtless, just fucking bang, hits me coming around the corner, and we just start throwing hands at each other.
Just for no reason.
This guy was completely insane. But I was so angry that he hit me. I ended up chasing him blocks and blocks. I jumped over a fence, ripped my jeans to chase this guy, and it ended up being like
now you're invested.
I was invested, yeah. I chased this guy. He went down a wrong corner. It was like a horror movie, and it was a dead end, and he was trying to get into a door. But then
you're like,
but I just hit him once, and then he started crying. So he was like all over the place, eh? So sort of
a bully.
That was it. I mean, he started it and he ended up crying, but it wasn't even a violent tussle or anything, really. We barely got going.
Damn.
Now, have you trained any striking during your career, or just all jiu-jitsu?
When I first started, way back, I was more interested in doing MMA. But at the time, it was illegal in Australia. I think even jiu-jitsu tournaments, there were very few of them when I first started. So it was basically me and my buddies just getting MMA gloves, just trying to knock each other out in the training room after or before jiu-jitsu. So no real formal training, but we would do MMA training in the jiu-jitsu gym.
Okay, yeah. So you've had it. Do you have any brothers?
I have an older brother, yeah. So it was obviously, some fights with him, but yeah, nothing too crazy.
One street fight.
Your older brother does no jiu-jitsu.
No, all right. So me and him would train together, but it was always an unfair advantage because my brother's like 6'8" and I'm only like 6 foot. So a real big brother growing up. And me and me and him, I went in a more serious direction in jiu-jitsu, and he went in a more serious direction with partying. So we went out separate ways, but he came back around. He still trains today.
Yeah. Who'd win in a match? Gordan Ryan's younger brother or your older brother?
But yeah, Gordan Ryan's younger brother for sure.
Bro, he's good.
He gives me training.
I know. I look at him. I see like what he does. I look at him. I'm like, no, that kid's not beating me. And then I didn't actually see what he did to Uriah Fair, but I saw he beat Uriah Fair. I'm just like, I don't get it. You know?
Well,
he's not like intimidating looking.
I've been at the I won't name any names, but I've been at the UFC Performance Institute with Nicky Ryan, and obviously some of the fighters there that were doing the grappling with him had no idea who he was, and they were getting very, very angry.
Oh man.
He's very innocent looking, and then he's probably popping your fucking ankle. You're like, fuck this little kid.
I need Nicky Ryan on the show.
He's a hard man to get an interview with. This Nicky Ryan, all he does is play Fortnite and go to the gym.
That's what we want to talk about. That's what we want to talk about.
So here's what I'll do. Here's what I'm gonna do is what do you know what system he's on?
I'm not sure. I can find out for you.
They got cross-platform now, Menace.
I know that, Stan.
So what's the question? Why are you asking what system he plays on?
Just because I want to fucking know. All right.
Are you
I
gonna
want to see what kind of person he is. Like, is he like
I was
really
gonna say
he's on a PC, or is he like a loser like me on like a console?
I was gonna say you're gonna judge him off of what system he plays.
Yeah. But what I think what the move is we squad up and we just shoot the shit like that. We're playing the game and we're, talking about fucking people up and shit,
That's a good way to do it. That's the way to get through to him.
Thank you.
Now, in your spare time, are you playing any video games?
No, I used to be like addicted to those things when I was younger. So I came close to buying one for this quarantine because I was worried that maybe I wasn't going to be able to train. But then I stayed strong. I stayed strong thinking I would be more productive with my time without it. But I've done nothing productive at all with quarantine other than watch TV.
Mean, I don't mean to be devil's advocate, but if you do, boy, we could squad up, kill a bunch of people, hey, have a good time, or get fucking really angry together.
That does sound like fun.
Dude, I remember when I got PS3 and I got introduced to this like playing online shit, and I'm playing with like my younger brother, like another professional like MMA fighter, like a fucking a Marine and like 2 Division I wrestlers, and we'd get beat and they'd be talking shit. I'm like, yeah, like I just didn't get it. I'm like, you know who I am? Like, where do you live? And they're like, yeah, they're like laughing. I'm like, I'll fuck you up. You like our squad will kill you. Like, yeah, okay. I'm like, ah! I was like losing it. Now I get it, When I first got into video games, like I would drop my lady off at the club, pick up a sixer, come home like on a Friday night and be like, oh yeah. Yo, got on your back. Like, man.
Menace takes his gaming very serious.
Very serious.
I try not to because I get, angry.
Not as serious as our boy Chris Wade, but very serious.
Yeah. People are making money. Like, Greg, like you have kids. You see what these gamers are making these days?
It's crazy how much money they make. Yeah.
And like you bust your ass every day, sweating, going like you're the best of the best, and there's people out there like, yeah, got him 6, okay, yeah, triple kill, and like here's your $1 million check. Like, what the fuck? I'm in this debate. Like, do I let my kids like crush video games or like get outside and start doing push-ups and shit?
It's a better career path. Video games.
It's better on your body, right? As long as you don't get fat, though.
That's true.
Yeah, you get diabetes and shit,
Yeah, like O'Malley's making money playing video games. Demetrius Johnson. I hear Demetrius makes a killing playing video games. And then you look at like the FaZe Clan and people like that. Or everyone sponsored by G Fuel. They make money playing video games.
Whitaker plays a lot of video games too, right?
Whitaker, I'm pretty sure, makes money playing video games. But Whitaker does what Menace was saying. I think Whitaker but he plays games sometimes and turns it into like an interview.
Oh, right.
Yeah, or he'll interview people while he's playing video games.
Or maybe he does interviews while playing video games.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I tell you what, if you want to interview me and I don't fucking really want to talk to you, like, yeah. Like, I can play my game. I think I can talk, Whoa, hang on. We got a squad, and I'd be... Fuck off.
We're going to work that out one day. We'll have, like, Wonder
Greg,
Boy.
What do you do with your free time? Or it's like jiu-jitsu, diet, chill.
Well, he said TV. What is he watching?
Yeah, basically TV. I mean, this is the first apartment I've had. I've been living full time on the road for probably the last 2.5 years. So just basically watching Netflix on there. Now I've got this apartment in New York. So really, more of the same. Really, just bullshit on Netflix, documentaries. Everyone was watching fucking Tiger King.
What do you think about Tiger King?
I was captivated, but I do say this: I appreciate it more as a non-American than an American. You know what I mean? I'm laughing from the outside.
Like you guys are idiots.
Like, oh, these fucking Americans.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
We have the same. We have the Australian version of that. That's some fucking Crocodile Dundee shit, really.
All right.
We've had Jesse.
That's a great movie.
No, well, remember we had Jessie Jess on the show. You know her, Jessica Rose Clark.
Yeah.
She said Crocodile Dundee is a inauthentic piece of shit.
Inauthentic piece of shit. I mean, yeah, it's exaggerated, right?
It's Americanized Australian.
Yeah, the guy who played it, Paul Hogan, he ended up bailing out of Australia, moved to America. He got in trouble. We made so much money off tourism for Australia with Crocodile Dundee. He just refused to pay taxes in Australia. He's like, I've done enough for your country.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So now you've been on the road. Where have you been? Everywhere?
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time between Australia, the US, and the UK, just super fights, seminars, training camps, just the rinse and repeat the whole time. But just got no real break, I guess, because like jiu-jitsu guys don't really. We could compete every weekend,
Yeah.
It's died down in the news, but how is Australia doing with the wildfires? The wildfires are done, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, those have completely stopped. I think I just have to let it all grow back, and hopefully the animal populations come back as well.
Yeah, because that's always on that meme of how crazy 2020's been. Australia burned, coronavirus, Kobe died.
It's ridiculous this year, right?
Yeah. And now you're in Manhattan, so what's that like right now? Is it a ghost town? Are people outside? Are you walking around with the mask?
Yeah, we have to wear the masks basically full time, or we can get a fine now. You need the mask for the grocery stores. But yeah, it's a ghost town. It was pretty dicey those first, I think the first 2 weeks of the shutdown, because the streets were empty. Even the cops weren't coming out for those 2 weeks, and it was like just homeless people, and it was pretty dicey because it's like no one's giving them the donations and shit they usually are. So these guys, it was getting wild on the streets.
Yeah. And that's something the news almost, I would say, we got to get our one friend on who's a cop, a captain in the NYPD. They were saying how a lot of cops were calling in sick and whatnot. And the news at first like reported that. And the police were like, why the fuck would you report that? Now that people know that we're not out on the streets and they're going to start fucking committing crimes and shit.
Yeah, they really were not there. I got this app that tells you what fucking crazy shit's going on, Citizen or whatever. And I remember when those cops went out, it was like armed robbery, like mugging, like it was like nonstop. And now, I mean, you walk around still, the cops have got more of a presence, but it's just like guys in like hats, sunglasses, masks. You know what I mean? It's kind of dodgy.
Yeah, it sucks.
My brother sent me a meme, and it was like some guy going into it, like it was like, sir, I can't serve you without a mask. And he's like, if I come back with I ain't paying for it. If I come back with a mask, I ain't paying for shit.
Don't you feel like this will be life as normal now? The mask will just stay?
That's what it's
Asia's been doing it forever, no? I feel.
They committed to it after the first viruses.
In Manhattan, because there's so many people per square mile, I think that's going to be the new normal in Manhattan.
That'll be weird, right?
Yeah, we're on Long Island. So
no concerts and shit like that till like 2021 or 2022 or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Because we're like 45 minutes from the city. It'll be a little different out here, but where you are, it's way too many people.
Yeah, that's true.
What kind of music you into, Craig?
What am I into, man? I listen to a lot of like classic rock and shit. Just put on a classic rock playlist.
Like AC/DC?
AC/DC, yeah. Both Bon Scott and the British Replacement, yeah.
Okay. Like that's like while you're warming up, do you listen to music and shit, or?
You know what? I stopped doing it completely these days. When I don't even really warm up. I just go out there, just talk some shit with the guys. Yeah. I feel like if I try to amp myself up too much, I get like, I don't know, I just get a bit more nervous for it. I like to just relax, pretend it's not going to happen, and then just walk straight out.
Yeah, I like that. Some of my best like performances, like not like when I go in the gym. Before I ever compete, I'd warm up dumb hard. But if you try to spar, I'd just be like, I don't feel like fucking doing this. I'd do like one of these, like, all right, fuck, let's do it. I'd fuck people up. It was weird. I'm like, I should just do this before I spar or fight.
Yeah, that's funny. Being relaxed out there is such an advantage. Hey,
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on it. Some people like to sleep in the locker room before the fight. Some people like to pace and do that. Like, you ever see guys in MMA, they'll do a simulated fight before the fight. They'll do 3-4 rounds on the pads before they go out.
Oh wow. Must be hard to work out what works for you, you know?
Yeah. Did you do any other sports growing up?
I played a little bit of basketball, played some Australian rules football, but that's it really. Got into jiu-jitsu pretty young.
So you played Australian rules football's rugby, right?
So the northern states is rugby, and the southern states would be Australian rules football.
Okay. And what's the difference between the two?
It's kind of hard to describe. So Australian rules football would be there'd be 4 goal posts. You can run with the ball, you can bounce it on the ground, you can kick it to each other, catch it, you score a goal through the middle post would be 6 points. The outside would be 1 point.
And there's positions for that, obviously, or kind of.
Yeah. Everyone's got their designated position, but the game never really stops like rugby or I guess NFL or something. The game's just a continuous thing. It would only stop if a goal was scored. The same guys are out the whole time, every time.
Damn.
So obviously, there's a lot of.
Scorer?
Oh, you still going there?
What's that?
You were a scorer, or were you a blocker? Right? Is that what the positions?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. I was not very good, so they would just put me wherever. You know what I mean?
Got it.
But yeah, you could be at the defensive end or the scoring end, but you could run as long as you got the ball. You could head down either end, really.
Got you.
So there's a lot of people that are Craig Jones is my favorite grappler or jiu-jitsu guy. Who are some of Craig Jones's favorites? Who'd you watch as you were coming up?
Who do I watch coming up? Marcelo Garcia, Braulio Estima was always a big favorite. I feel you can tell what time someone started jiu-jitsu by who their favorites are traditionally. You know what I mean? Oh shit. Sorry, I'm just getting a call. Just decline it. Yeah, so for me, I was really into jiu-jitsu around 2009 when Braulio hit a double gold at ADCC. So that was the guy for me coming up. Similar build and stuff.
Did you train with him at all, Menace? I know he was down at the Black Zillions for a little bit.
Who?
Braulio Estima.
A lot of those Brazilians, have similar names to me.
Now, what about Marcelo? He's
Black
right.
Belch. I like to do jiu-jitsu, a Black Belch.
Now, you're right in the city. Marcelo's not far from you. Have you ever trained with him?
I trained with him when I first visited New York in 2014. Went in there and trained, but it was back when I was mostly a gi guy. So I got to roll with Marcelo and stuff back then, but I guess the sport was a bit different, and I had a different focus back then.
Yeah, and you know how there's the little bit of politics in jiu-jitsu, so it's not like now you're Renzo guy, you can't jump over to the Miao brothers and train with them, and you can't jump over to Marcelo's and train with him, right?
Yeah, definitely not anymore. I guess it's becomes more real when they actually become your competitors. It's one thing to duck around when you're a lower belt, but once you're sort of at the top of the team, to go train with them would be a bit awkward. I mean, in your home city at least.
Is Craig Jones ever opening his own school?
Ooh.
I think one day. I just have no idea where I would want to do it. I've spent so much time traveling and stuff. It's so many places to choose.
Okay. Yeah. Nice question, Stan. That was a good one. Well, yeah. I mean, when after you're done and you're washed up, if you will. What else can Craig Jones do? Do you have a fucking marketing degree or you go into jiu-jitsu? I got a bachelor's degree in psychology, but not enough to practice or anything. But yeah, I'm committed to the jiu-jitsu route. I think I'll definitely have to open a gym one day when the competition ends.
Well,
with that degree,
you're doing okay so far.
Yeah. So with that degree, can you tell how much of a piece of shit Stan is, or?
You don't need a degree for that.
Oh, wow! I just.
Yeah.
We like to make fun of each other here on this show. We have a good time. I'm trying to. I mean, I don't know, man. You just break legs and that's it. I feel you don't play video games. You watch TV. You travel a lot.
Yeah, basically just like.
I'd like to talk to you about girls and shit like down the road, but you're married and I don't want to get you in trouble.
Man, yeah. Basically, pretty boring lifestyle right now. Just focused entirely on jiu-jitsu.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not boring, but like
eat, sleep, train, and Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, we could be like, oh, so how much time do you spend in the hyperbaric chamber? And do you pump your legs? Do you stretch? What's your diet like? Like, I don't really care about that. You know?
Yeah.
So now even like it's tricky with jiu-jitsu, especially this leg lock and shit. So I've heard like John Danaher say like, oh, he said something like it. It's like, why do you like leg locks? He was like, because I want other people to have a fucked up leg like mine.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any remorse once you snap someone's ankle, or any thought that goes into it?
No remorse. I mean, sometimes it's like if they like Vinny on the weekend, I was sort of like, man, like I actually like Vinny. He's a pretty cool guy and stuff. So it's like I just feel bad that he made me do that. You know, it's like, bro, we didn't need to do it. We didn't need to prove that, that it worked. Just feel bad for him, really,
That's like after you break his leg, you're like, why'd you make me do that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but the thing is, like when I was competing, like you signed the dotted line, you fuck. You knew this had potential that I would kill you. And then even with jiu-jitsu and even MMA, like you have at any point in time be like, enough, I'm good. I've had enough. But you want to stay in there. So listen, I'm a killer. That's what I do.
Yeah, like I'm more than happy to do it in the moment. It's like, but if you apply a submission to someone and they're like, and they don't tap and they make you break it, then I always think to myself like either they didn't think my technique was good enough to break it, or they didn't think I was going to break it. You know what I mean? Like, what's the thought process when they know they're fucked? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what's crazy about the leg locks too. Is I forget who said it, but I'm sure a lot of jiu-jitsu guys have said it. You're not even going to feel the pain, or you're going to feel the pain, and when you feel the pain, it's too late with a leg lock. Yeah,
basically, if you have like the best is to trust that your opponent has good technique because they're so catastrophic. So it's like for me, if someone locks up the grip, once the grip's locked, I'm just going to tap to a leg lock because it'd be like half a second to ACL surgery. You know what I mean? Like catastrophic injuries there.
Yeah, and even that, Vinny was like, nah, my knee's good, my ligaments are good, it just broke the bone. That's pretty much what he's saying.
Yeah, which is super rare. Usually like it's usually guys with flexible hips can dodge pressure on the knee and it breaks the ankle. But Vinny's got such flexible hips, knees, and ankles that the weakest link in the chain was the shin bone, the fibula. But I mean, it's happened from time to time. I've seen the outside heels especially break people's tibia as well, and that's the real bad one to break.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like when I would be training and I would apply submission, it would be 100% right to the point of like they should like to an armbar like they should like my next inch they should tap, and I would like go hard and then stop right there and just ease into it to get the tap. Do you guys train like that when you are like when you're about to break a thing? It was like one more, it's gonna break, like, or it's just wow. You should have tapped sooner when I had my lock.
Yeah. For the most part, we focus on like obviously be pretty careful with training partners and stuff. But I mean, it is really their responsibility to get that tap off. But I'm not going to be ripping anything. Something we do in the gym at Henso's is whenever we apply an armbar to each other, we won't finish the armbar. We'll give them time to try to hitchhike or escape or try to come up on top to build that defensive response to try and slip out. And if I try to hitchhike and I can't move, then I'll just tap, knowing full well they're not going to break it, and knowing that in competition probably the break's not going to happen until my movement stops.
Right.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's a room full of killers. That blue basement.
Yes, it's especially tough right now because obviously the quarantine's on, so only the top guys are really in there training and usually get a few more rest rounds.
Silver Fox is still in there, right?
Yeah, man. He's good, dude. He looks so unassuming.
So good. I remember going in there. I'm like, dude, this guy is like 90 years old. Like, I'm gonna fucking crush his ass. And I'd be going with it. And I'm like clearly stronger than him. And next thing you know, like my arm's like over here, and I didn't like it. Just like he like makes things wander. Like he'll grab it soft, and you're like, I can just whip it out. But I'm like, not gonna use my strength, you know. Next thing you know, my arms. I'm like, oh shit, he's about to fight. Fuck, you motherfucker. And then like after he taps me twice, I'm like, all right, now I gotta start muscling up on this fucker.
Yeah, it's amazing what he can do, man, because he does not look capable, right?
I feel like that's a room of deceptive killers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people you look at and be like, I'm about to fucking pretzel this guy up. And then before you know it, he's inverted, he's got your leg, and you're like, oh my God, it's coming.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some unknown killers in there. The worst guys to go with.
That might be a new thing, though, now. Like when someone goes for your ankle, it's like, oh shit, he's about to Craig Jones me.
Hopefully. Good marketing.
He's about to Craig Jones me.
Because I used to train with Marco Scavao, and anytime he would get, as soon as he would get the lock, he would just let go and stand up. And I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't count as a tap. You just touch your hands together and like, no.
Yes. But then the flip side of that coin is, remember that time? You know of Marco Scavao?
I think I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Loro. There was a kid one day, we were doing pro class MMA training, and like the round, Loro was fucking this kid up the whole round. The round ended, and the kid like punched Loro in the back of the head after the round ended. So the whole gym like went to beat this kid up real quick, or like get at him, and we were all like, yo. And Loro went, no. Made us all back up. He was like, we go again. And Loro tore this kid's whole fucking knee apart. Like immediately sat guard, whirled for a leg lock, and heel hooked this kid. Popped his knee, popped his ankle. Like, you know.
Sounds very well deserved.
Yeah, you can't. It's as dangerous punching someone in the back of the head. Probably more dangerous with the brain. Your leg will heal a little bit, even though it'll be a little fucked up. But yeah, that's some dangerous shit.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's something funny with MMA fighters that train. MMA fighters are always so terrified of leg locks, and I'm like, how are you scared of getting your leg broke when you're happy to eat concussions? It's just like different look on things, right?
Yeah.
No, when I go to Henzo's, I would go with heel hook Eddie.
Oh yeah, that's a scary guy.
Right. So he would first he would hit his main like go to heel hook, like get it, like all right, cool, and then he would start hitting from different spots. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, bro, if we were fucking MMA, I would punch you in the fucking face and break your whole shit. You wouldn't be heel hooking nothing. I wouldn't say it like that, but I'm like, all right, I get it. You can heel hook me. Go for something else.
Yeah, I actually never trained with Eddie because he's not there anymore. But those are the stories I hear, that it would be like if he could heel hook you one time, he's gonna do the exact same move 1,000 times.
Yeah. Hey, go with what works.
Yeah.
And that's
no
like
mercy.
If it's not broke, don't, you know, what's the term? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I'm a white belt, one stripe.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wouldn't do it to you. I'd mix it up a bit.
Sandbagger, Craig. He just never trained in the gi, so nobody promoted him.
Nobody promoted. Promote yourself.
Yeah,
I'm a white belt, one stripe. I like that. I like beating black belts and being, I'm a white belt. See, look, it's right here.
And then he'll even he shows the tab. Nope, one stripe. See, one stripe. That almost makes it a little more like, oh no, he's trained before in the gi. He's got one stripe.
Yeah, that makes it worse for sure.
Yeah. So now seminar game's off right now too, right?
Yep.
Did you have a whole bunch lined up that you had to cancel and shit?
I canceled a few, but luckily I just finished doing a bit of a tour of the US. So I think I ended up doing like 12 or 13 seminars over a certain amount of weekends. So I was good with having a break off those for a while.
Yeah, they could be a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like such a silly thing to complain about, but it's just like they can be exhausting running through those, having to obviously teach, speak to everyone, and then try and train with everyone in the room. Everyone's trying to kill you.
So two prices I'm gonna throw out there. Let's say somebody wants to do a Craig Jones seminar. They want you to come do a seminar. What's the cost? What's it gonna run them?
What's it cost? I usually try and work out just sort of a fee per person. Yeah, because I used to do a flat rate, but then sometimes you'd show up to a gym, there'd be no one there. Sometimes there'd be 100 people there. So it's like flat rate. Sometimes you get ripped off. So usually I try and do a percentage with a gym. Try and speak to the gym owner. It's hard though, because you go to a new city. Like if I'm traveling around, maybe I go to somewhere in Europe. You know, you want to pick a gym that everyone's welcome at. But sometimes some gyms hate each other so much. Even if they wanted to come to my seminar, if it was at this guy's gym, they're like, "Fuck that, I'm not going." You know. So you got to try and working out the seminars can be kind of difficult to pick the neutral ground. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I just be like, I like flat rate. Because if you get 2 people or whatever, I know what I'm getting paid. That's what it is. Like if there's 2 people there, like you guys should have did better. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's 1,000 people there, like there's good energy. You could fucking, someone wants Craig Jones to compete. What's your competition rate?
What's the competition? So I'll do it on a sort of a floating scale, right? So if it's like if it's against an opponent that's not going to gain any it's not going to improve me in the rankings, basically. It's not going to improve my status in the sport.
Okay.
I'm going to be looking for a lot of money. But if it's someone that I see as like sort of a legend of the sport, someone that's going to get a lot of eyes on the match, then I'll look to do it for a lot less and let them take the lion's share of the pay, because it's sort of the indirect earnings from like DVD sales and just being able to teach bigger seminars and stuff. So I'll really float it depending on the opponent.
Because the Menace and the Man are working on doing our own little,
Oh shit.
Well, how you doing? And maybe we have Craig Jones. Well, if you don't compete, we have you just show up and just fucking. Do you drink beers and shit? What do you smoke
Sometimes.
devil's lettuce? What's going on? Do you party?
Not too much anymore. I mean.
Yeah, because your schedule's all year long. It's not like you have like, all right, December I could party because.
Yeah, that's why I'm envious MMA fighters. Like they'll get to do a camp, they'll have the fight, they'll have a fucking blowout, and they'll get back to it. But it's like sometimes it's like I compete every month, every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like where you were going with that, Menace, and especially now that Craig Jones is in New York, that's where we were doing it. We were doing it right over the bridge in Queens, and then we eventually want to go to New York, but now this shit's going on. We had an event for April 11th, and the coronavirus killed it.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Shit.
We were going to do amateur MMA fights with some submission underground style matchups, like Aljamain Sterling.
Yep.
We had him. He was going to do, and we had a couple of girls.
He would like this one. We were going to have blonde fighter and that girl Sunny that trains over there.
Yep.
Versus Jessica Penne and
Beck Rawlings.
Oh shit, that'd get some good buzz. Hey,
yeah.
You guys have to rebook that.
Katya, the blonde chick from Henzo's?
The blonde one, yeah. She's fought for the title, right?
That's Caitlin.
Yeah.
Kate, we were going to have Caitlin, and then we're going to have Katya. Katya's the one who just does jiu-jitsu. One of Danaher's girls.
That's right. Yeah, there's 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to have her on it. We had a few Henzo guys, and then we had a few of the, the Egyptian wrestlers at Henzo's.
I don't know. I don't think I met those guys, yeah.
There's a group of Egyptian wrestlers that train at Henzo's. We had a few of them that were going to fight MMA fights, but this fucking coronavirus. But when
do you guys reckon you guys will be able to do it again? Could be a long time, hey.
Yeah, we were rescheduled.
In the summer, maybe? I don't know.
We had rescheduled for May 30th, but they shut everything down until at least June, so we fall in that window. So maybe July, August, depending on what they do. But then even that, we were talking last episode, when we finally do an event, we're almost going to be like guinea pigs, where people are we don't even know if people are going to come out for it,
Yeah, that's true. That's the scary part. It's like how scared will people still be when things open back up?
Or
Craig Jones, you come. I'll have a custom Craig Jones mask. I'll feed drinks wherever you want. We'll hang out, have a good time. Make fun of people, whatever you want to do.
Yes, that sounds good.
And what we're working on is maybe going big dog status like Uncle Chael and trying to put on a show with no fans for the first one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was talking to Frank about it, Menace. Maybe we'll do something like that just to appease the sponsors and to let the fighters know that we want to be the fighter show.
Okay.
Well, you guys should do. I mean, Chael hasn't gotten busted yet.
Yeah, we'll get busted.
Yeah, but he's over there in fucking Oregon. Does anyone even know that's there? Like,
yeah, it's in a random barn.
Or New York is fucking the last for everything, like MMA, anything cool. New York's like, no, stop, no, you can have guns, don't smoke weed.
Anything. You don't want to wear a mask? Jail or fine. You know, they're not fucking around here. We got a lot of liberals.
At least we don't have the snitch law where you get paid to snitch people around.
Yo, we weren't getting paid for it, but we had the snitch thing. De Blasio, the mayor,
they sending the dick pictures, right?
Yeah, he was getting dick pits and fucking like SWAT stickers and Nazi shit sent to him.
Stan, that's funny.
You a penis shot, Stan?
I should have. I didn't though. Everyone else handled that.
Nah, you did. Yeah. You showed him your fucking fire crotch.
No. Never. I would never send a dick pic to another dude. Come on.
Hey, you're an nasty.
No.
Make.
But Craig, you're the man. We'll definitely we'll slide in your DMs and see maybe if we could work something out in the future. Because now that, especially that you're in New York, if you were in Australia or another part of the country, we would have flown you in, but that would have brought our budget up a little bit. But now it'll be a little Uber car ride right over. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm keen for it.
And then also we did an episode at Henzo's. We had Henzo and Steve Maraboli.
Yep.
We had them on the show. Maybe when this whole quarantine is done, we're gonna come back into Henzo's and maybe we'll get you live there.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Fucking bro out, Yo, we need to get Danaher on the fucking show.
Yeah, I mean, the only podcast he's done is Rogan, I think, right? But you guys can pull it off.
Dude, he's like, if he told me he cut off someone's head, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And then he'd be like, well, what I did was I took the knife, and when I took the knife, I sliced them like this,
Well, my theory is he's the Long Island serial killer.
The Gilgo Beach
killer?
Bro.
Wow. Yeah.
It's either him or my friend Rob. It's either him or Rob Bones, Menace. My bodybuilding friend.
Oh, my God. Danaher blows your boy out of the fucking water.
No, I'm saying who would be the Long Island serial killer? Like, Rob has those qualities, too.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You want to give him the story? He'll like it.
Oh, which one? There's many ones.
The power tool one.
Oh, yeah. So my friend, he sent me a video. He now has recycled that video, and he has I'm an essential worker. And
wow.
He took a Sawzall, like a Sawzall, like a power tool.
Yeah.
And he put a dildo on the end of it. And then he had a girl over, and he was using the power tool. He put on a hard hat, put on like an orange vest, and then he sent me a video like, oh, I'm about to go to work. Showed me the power, and then he goes like this, and the camera pans out, and it's a girl laying there, and he's using the power tool on her.
He was like, it could have gone really bad. Had that fallen off and the blade, like, it would have been a mess in here. I would have had a fucking barrier, dude.
Well, he said, because
That's a brave gal.
I'm like, how'd you do that?
Yeah, right. You probably didn't know.
She had no clue. I'm like, how'd you do
that?
There's
a real blade underneath there?
I'm like, how'd you do that? And he said, I just slid the blade into the dildo. And then I'm like, bro, you're fucking nuts. He's like, bro, if that thing slipped, I'd be calling you up to help me hide a body instead of sending you this video. And I was like, bro, you're a fucking idiot. But we need to
he might be the guy.
We need to get Danaher on and Gordan Ryan. We've almost had Gordan on before. We played a little phone tag with him. He's good friends with Kyle Serm, but we just haven't landed that plane yet.
Yeah.
But we're big fans of Craig Jones. We appreciate you for coming on the show, and we'll definitely do
thanks
this
for
again.
having me. For sure, guys. Thank you.
All right. Stay safe out there.
All right.
Yeah. And next time, I'll do a shoey for you.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll do a shoey with you guys as well.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I love this. I love this where it's going.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, bro. Catch you later.